What kind of lubricant do you think Santa uses to like get down the chimneys?
I don't think he uses any. That's why he gets stuck all the time.
I didn't know where that was going.
Well, how do you know he gets stuck all the time?
Isn't that like the joke that he gets stuck?
No.
No, I don't think that's
He can
stupid.
magically increase the size of the chimneys.
He increases the size of it. First of all, it's the Santa Claus, and no, I haven't. I didn't
How did you know
realize
the
he
name, but you
increases
haven't
his
seen it,
size. I have no idea, but I'm 100% positive it's called the Santa Claus. Okay.
You're on film. We can fact check that.
Yeah, we can.
Well, I don't know. She doesn't have a microphone. Well, I'm talking to a ghost right now.
Anyway, guys, you're probably pretty happy we were not singing this year. That was heavily debated, so
Don't go back a year.
we chose not to.
Yeah.
Spare you guys.
What a little Christmas miracle.
Yeah, I mean,
Decided to
it would
provide
be
for you.
so horrible for everything you have to listen to for the rest of your life just to be
Like,
subpar
Yeah.
to our angelic
Yeah,
voices.
It's like eating the best sandwich you've ever had. After that, like any sandwich after that is just going to be like mid.
Yeah.
So we
mid.
want you to enjoy music. So we decided not to sing for you, so that you can continue.
But we did all write Christmas poems. Jacob, you want to start us off?
I was actually kind of made one to be spoken last.
Okay.
So it was more. I didn't want to start off so sentimental. So I'll actually
Mine has to
defer
follow
back-
yours, though, because I accidentally saw yours one time. And I
Oh.
kind
So
of
you built off of it.
Okay.
Of yours, so I
Yeah.
have to go after you.
So Trey, you're.
Me and Devin actually wrote ours at the same time
Oh,
together.
that's right. Trey did help
So
me.
like,
Trey did help. I forgot about that. That was his.
So I have to go.
I think it's this first.
So I'll try, but I procrastinated a little bit. So I only have the first line. Okay. So you guys can help me if you want. Like just add something in.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Okay. So I'll give like the first two maybe. Let's see. Christmas time. Food with seasoning.
Okay.
Time. The
You
seasoning.
can't rhyme time with time.
It's two different times. Time with the THYME. Christmas. What else rhymes with time? Christmas time.
Rhyme.
Finna bust a rhyme.
Crime.
Might commit a crime. If
You don't get your limes.
I don't
If you
eat.
forget your line,
If I forget my lines, which is close but not quite right.
it still works.
There you go.
That's not very Christmassy, though, Loki.
I said Christmas time. Fine. Mistletoe.
Anyway.
Mistletoe above the door.
Before we get too deep, fellas.
Don't answer.
Before
That
we
is
get
so
too
rude.
deep in there,
Okay.
let me hit him with the intro. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Speaking Sporadically, episode 137, 2024. Not really a special.
A little treat.
Christmas episode. Usually it's a Christmas special, but this one is going to be normal length.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Thank you
but
guys
be
being
ready
here.
for like a 7-hour Halloween.
We
scary
have to
one.
make up for it.
It's this one's gonna go crazy. Like we might have to develop a budget.
We're starting
some
in
capital
July.
funding.
And we are
Yeah.
getting Matt Damon to come out here. In case you were wondering. I know there were questions in the
Yeah, big.
comments.
Why Matt Damon? Just out of curiosity.
Because it sounds like Matt Demon.
All right. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Nice. You had a story you were telling us about that I was saying Cap yesterday. This Coke story, right?
Hey, we skipping the poems though? I wanted
I
to
thought
read
he
mine.
did it. Oh,
I
you
was-
actually got.
I was flowing, dude.
Oh my-
Well, he definitely
is it-
searching
is
on
this
ChatGPT. No, I didn't use ChatGPT.
No, I wrote this.
All right, well, let's
Oh.
hear it. No, I think this. Let's
I thought it would be more fun to build off of each other's.
It's not gonna be good though. ChatGPT actually give us some sustenance.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not.
I'll read 2 stanzas.
Actually, you can't plagiarize ChatGPT. Like, there's no such thing as plagiarism.
I know it's just not as fun. In my, not as hard.
Whose post did you start that off with? Where you started?
Those are the funniest things.
Where all of a
when
sudden,
they
yeah.
make the huge Instagram comments. For
Oh, yeah.
ChatGPT.
It was either Felix's or Frank's. I think it was Frank's. No, it was. It's one of
know.
the two. Because the next
Very
day
funny.
they talked to me. They're like, "Dude, did you write all that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I stayed up all last night." He's like, "No, you did not." I'm like, "Yeah, I had nothing to do. So I just stayed up." He's like, "You actually did that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." It's like, "Dude, that is awesome."
I remember reading it. Just you know how that gives you like the little highlight of a comment. I just read the bond between two friends. I'm like, where's this going?
Open it up and it's this 2-page MLA
It's an
type.
essay. Yeah.
Yeah.
On someone's Instagram post. So you just open the Instagram post, you go to the comment section. It's literally like 3 full scrolls of the phone, just a poem, all AI.
So funny.
Gosh,
Jacob, you wanna enlighten us with some Christmas joy?
I want to do that to one of my aunt's Christmas posts. The AI captions.
See,
Oh my
like older
gosh.
people who don't like use ChatGPT that much, or like
They will
you
be
know,
so
know of it,
impressed.
they'll be
Yeah,
like,
they'd
"That was so
impressed.
sweet."
They'd probably send me like a handwritten response.
Yeah.
Not ChatGPT generated.
Yeah. All right. The snow falls soft, a quiet grace, blanketing earth in a warm embrace. The world stands still, the stars so near, whispering hope of the coming year.
Couple.
The fire hums a soothing tune, its golden glow lights up the room. Around the hearth, with hearts so true, we share the love that sees us through.
I mean, low key, I thought mine was a little better, but
I
Is that
mean,
it, or is there more?
no, there's more.
I don't want to hear it.
Oh,
Oh, I was praying.
Well, my left eye was reading the text, and my right eye was reading ahead.
Like you're back
See,
in
it's
what,
kinda
like
funny
junior high
'cause-
English class or something?
Yeah.
It's funny because I did the same thing, and there's like a lot of similarities. Like it's different. Like mine's a blanket of snow on the ground below, twinkle lights in a gentle glow. The scent of pine fills the air, a time of love and heartfelt care. Stocking hung by the hearth and with grace, smiles and laughter in every place. A season of giving, both big and small, where warmth and joy surround us all. The carols sing, the bells they ring, a hope renewed with each new spring. So let this Christmas soft and bright fill your heart with speaking sporadically and pure delight. It said that speaking sporadically
If
part.
that don't make you feel all
Nice.
warm and fuzzy inside, like a
like
nice
that.
double shot of Fireball, I don't know what does.
I don't know what does.
Mm-mm.
We could be drinking Fireball right now.
Eggnog, dude. You have to drink eggnog.
Eggnog. Hot toddy.
What does that mean?
It's just a beverage.
Oh.
It's like a warm alcoholic beverage.
Cool. Delicious.
Yes.
But yeah, so yeah, you didn't believe me the other day when I said Coca-Cola like rebranded Santa?
Maybe you said it a little differently.
Or I
I don't
basically
think
said
you said
Coca-Cola like
rebranded. I thought you said
basically-
created.
They like
Yeah,
created our
created.
vision of Santa. That's not entirely true. But so to start with Coca-Cola, like in the journey that Santa has gone through to be what we understand him and like envision him of now.
Well, didn't Coca-Cola make polar bears?
No, polar bears were already an animal
I'm
in
pretty
I-
sure they
the North.
genetically
We might need to fact check this.
engineered them.
Yes.
And then
No.
put them in there.
I think their
You
DNA is Coke strands.
Is that why they're so wired all the time?
Oh, that's why they're pure white.
Right.
No, so the polar bears worked a little bit, but they tried a bunch of different Christmassy stuff in like the 90s, and it worked a little bit, but like Santa was by far the best marketing strategy they've ever employed, so they just kind of kept it with that. Pepsi also tried.
Why'd they have to do something like Christmas themed?
So back in the early 1900s, I want to say, they ran some analytics on their sales, and they found that in the summer, loads of people bought Coca-Cola. In the fall and spring, people still bought it, not as much. And in the winter, like, nobody bought it because they didn't consider it like a Christmas drink. It's like eggnog, you only get it you can only get it in stores in the winter because people don't consider it a drink any other time of the year. So it's the same concept. And so they had to find a way to convince people that Coca-Cola is like a Christmas drink. And you see Sprite doing that now with LeBron James and the Sprite Cranberry.
yeah, no, like,
They're
yeah,
doing the
that's-
same thing. The only thing is, Coca-Cola was ingenious because A, this is over 100 years ago, and B, they don't have to pay a cent to Santa, even though it's basically like a sponsorship deal. Do you know what I mean?
there's no copyright.
copyright on Santa. He's not a real person. You have to pay for this brand deal.
Wait, Santa's not a real person.
Oh, shoot.
Damn it.
He's not a real
So
He's not a
financial
person.
figure.
he's not in the
He
books.
doesn't have a social security number?
He's not like a citizen of the U.S. or something like that. So you don't have to pay him for this.
So those guys
service.
down at the Home Depot are Santa?
And so they. That's so funny. So Coca-Cola started using Santa in their branding, especially around Christmas time, and it worked really well because rather than selling a taste or like a product, Coca-Cola started like one of the first companies ever to start selling an experience instead of their product itself, just like a Coca-Cola because it tastes good. They're selling like, and you see this in their commercials too. It says a bunch of random stuff about like being with family around the holidays and like the pleasures of gift giving and sitting around a table with meals. They're not saying anything about Coca-Cola until the very end. That's the experience that they're selling, and that all started when they started branding with Santa Claus on their cans. And so that's what that is with Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola was so big and only got bigger after that. And so the images and the
likeness,
the icon of Santa that they chose came from two writers, I think in Boston in like the 1820s and then like again in like the 1850s, 1880s. And they just drew Santa from what they envisioned from a bunch of different sources. So one of them, I can't remember his name, but he wrote A Visit from St. Nicholas, which we know as The Night Before Christmas. So he had somebody illustrate on that. And that's what like a very, like, if you think about what Coca-Cola Santa looks like, that's what he had drawn. And so then they got a guy later that drew it kind of similar to that, and they still use that version of his drawings or that style in Santa Claus on their cans and branding today. So Coca-Cola in large part in like the 20th and into the 21st centuries has a huge part to play in what we think about when we close our eyes and think about Santa, what we see. But no.
So did they kind of assign the color red to Santa, you would say?
So
red.
Yeah, so Coca-Cola kind of lucked out because Santa had already been associated with the color red from previous illustrations in the United States with those two people that I was talking about earlier. But 100% solidified that color scheme, because if you look in like previous Santa, like not prototypes obviously, but Santa like icons like Saint Nicholas, Kris Kringle, and Father Christmas. Father Christmas in England, in Great Britain, like he's like all green with a green wreath and like a white robe. Yeah. Very different looking than Santa.
We have a figurine, or we used to. I don't know if we still put it out, but in our living room, it's just a
and there's plenty of Santa figurines that aren't even Santa. Like Saint Nicholas is usually in like a gold robe and stuff like that instead of like red. But Santa Claus, in large part due to branding, is just almost all, even in Great Britain, like. People, like, if you ask a kid these days in Great Britain, the difference between Father Christmas and Santa is zero. And they see him with the red jacket, jolly big fat man, white hair. And then there's a Dutch version of St. Nicholas, which I can't remember what it was called, but there's one step between St. Nicholas to what his name was in Dutch, and then it became Santa Claus. So it came directly from St. Nick. But the idea of... So get this. So we were talking about the chimney just earlier, right? How he goes down the chimney. That didn't come from St. Nicholas. The stockings did, because he used to fill little gifts and coins in the stockings for kids. That's true, canonically.
Which is why, like, still on, it's December 5th, right? It's December 5th.
There was a day that St. Nick did that, and that's his day, right?
Yeah, and he still goes.
And so Catholics keep that differentiation because it's a saint, and then like a holiday icon. But when it comes to the chimney, St. Nick didn't do that. Kris Kringle did in Germany, and Kris Kringle wasn't even like a good folklore figure.
Was he like mildly evil?
Yeah, so he would sneak down someone's chimney by. No joke, dislocating his shoulders, and he'd slip down the chimney, steal everything he could, and go back up the chimney. So there's like you don't know who did it, or like you don't, it's like magic, right? Because no one opened the door, broke in. So, however this happened, this has been merged into Father Christmas, Santa, Saint Nick, and then now the big fat man goes down the chimney to deliver presents, the opposite of Kris Kringle, and then leaves through the chimney. And then I'm not sure, I think it was St. Nick, I could be wrong, who rode on a huge white horse to deliver presents. And then reindeer came from that, and his sleigh, when it became like a more worldwide phenomena. And that's why that's the origin of leaving carrots out for the reindeer, is kids used to leave a carrot out for the horse.
What about the milk and cookies? Where'd that come from?
I think it's just, I'm not sure where that came from. I'm assuming it came from one of the older tales, folklore tales, or it could have been Chips Ahoy. I don't know. That just branded.
It's so smart, because I remember having this conversation with our junior high science teacher, he talked about the elf on the shelf and how it is probably one of the most genius products ever made.
Yeah.
Because it is so desired. It's something you use every year, you need, and it's a staple. It's the biggest staple that is going to be around forever.
Yeah.
You need it every year. It was genius, and it's the only thing you got to. They obviously can keep their costs low. They only got to make it one time of the year, and then they get shut down for the other 3 quarters. And
You know what one aspect of folklore that has been lost when it comes to like us here in the States? We never really had it in the States. It was more Denmark it was Austria. For sure, it was Austria. I wish we still had like a Krampus figure in the States, like in popular holiday media, because that'd be so funny, dude.
We kind of just have the Grinch.
We do have the Grinch, but the Grinch isn't gonna. I mean, it's up to the parents, I guess. I could tell your kids like behave, or else you're not gonna get presents, or behave, or else the Grinch will, I don't know, pull your toe off in your sleep.
Yeah.
Well, he takes the presents. That's what it is.
The Grinch takes presents.
Yeah.
That's why he stole Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he gave it back.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
but
Grinch
if you
isn't-
watch the typical
Grinch isn't
Grinch,
in-
he has that recovery.
The Grinch
and
isn't in
stuff.
folklore, though. The Grinch is a media
that's
icon,
true.
is what I'm
That's
saying.
true. It's a media.
Yeah, he's not on the same level as Santa, right?
But you're
So
not going to
that's what I'm
have
talking
a kid sitting on the Grinch's lap. They're just not going to do
Yeah,
it.
they don't like the Grinch. Kids
Yeah,
are
they don't
scared
like the
of
Grinch. I've seen videos of where like the Grinch
Grinch
will
comes
run in
yeah.
and the kids will
Yeah,
like
they'll
freak
scream.
out.
I saw
Santa will start
like a
biting
couple
the
with
Grinch.
So
with a
maybe,
kid.
maybe
I saw,
in a few years, like in 50 years, he will kind of take up that mantle.
Yeah, they could.
Could very well
I
be.
saw some videos where like the kids started like fighting. Like he started picking
Yeah.
up stuff and was like running.
Yeah,
around
he
started
and
hitting
I'm
the
like,
Grinch.
dude.
They need to
funny.
make
Balls
they
that
need to
kid
make
has,
another live action Grinch, but make it more like he doesn't have a redemption and he's actually like a true horror figure the whole time.
They've made a Grinch horror movie. It's awful.
Like Winnie
Yeah,
the
it's
Pooh.
probably like
Yeah,
cheap.
it's exactly that. It's like Blood and
Dude,
Honey.
hey, don't diss on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Sorry.
That might be
I'm
a
sorry.
top 10 movie all time.
No,
Number
the
one, number
second
two is the
one,
second
though?
one. The second one's- See, the first one's like fine to watch. Not even fine because it's just so cringy and so bad because they didn't have a budget or anything. But then they actually got a budget for the second one and tried having a plot, and the plot was so bad and the movie was just so bad. I'm like, you can't even sit here and cringe and watch this because they're actually trying this time.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
On a complete side note, I think the actual worst movie ever made with like the highest expectations but came in so low was Joker 2. Any of you guys?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's horrible.
Oh yeah, people have said it was awful.
Very
awful.
bad.
That's why I'm worried about Gladiator too. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah. I mean, how much they're gonna change a lot there.
From what I heard, it's really good.
Yeah. The Joker movie they turned into a musical.
Yeah.
Well, when you have
That's
Lady
right.
Gaga,
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, you can't do the Joker in a musical. It's just not gonna come out right.
no, I can't believe they tried to do that. That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh well.
So all of those factors played into getting the jolly old Santa Claus folklore figure that we now have nowadays.
Yup.
So I also looked it up, and the milk and cookies.
Yep.
So it was primarily used to symbolize a gesture of hospitality and gratitude, with the idea that children are providing a snack for Santa as he delivers presents on his long journey.
So
And
that's the
then-
very like new,
So it's-
the media.
That's
just,
the
like,
media.
That's what
Yeah.
That's the new. The kids they give it for.
And then it kind of started from the historical roots. It says is from ancient Norse mythology, where people would leave food out for Odin's horse, hoping to receive favor in turn.
That's also something I completely forgot about. Yes, I still can't remember what they called him, but the Norwegian version or the Norse version of Saint Nick, that's who was riding that white horse, and he was most often not even confused, but like merged with Odin. So like one and the same. So when Odin rode on the horse, Odin brought them gifts, and then as time goes on, it's that version of Saint Nick that did it instead, which is really interesting. Yeah, they have a lot of cool factors in that. I wish I remembered more. Pepsi tried desperately to do Santa Claus in like the 90s, and it failed so miserably. Because like I said, there's no copyright on it, so you can do it. But can you really imagine Santa holding a blue can instead of a nice red Coca-Cola can?
It's true.
It
Very
doesn't
true.
look right, dude. They
Yeah.
tried penguins too. I saw that commercial earlier today when I was kind of looking some of the stuff up, and it looked horrendous.
Penguins, I feel like would work honestly.
What's the other one? Oh, is it Budweiser, right? That does the one with the horses during Christmas time?
Well, yeah, but they have
Yeah,
the
the
Budweiser
Clydesdales are
Clydesdales.
They,
iconic.
yeah, that's their Clydesdale.
Yeah, their horses. They have. That's
that
again
one's just
part of their
sick.
history. Yeah, that is cool.
I'm trying to see.
You guys got the pleasure of seeing my favorite Christmas advert of all time last night, or on Sunday
I like that
night.
one too.
the
That's
Corona
the
Extra.
best,
Corona
yeah.
Extra one. It's iconic. And if you ever seen, I'm blanking on the name. This is such a common movie. Monsters Inc. When the very ending, they're jumping through a lot of doors in like the big door storage facility. They jump to the one
Yes.
house that has the one single palm tree with Christmas
Yes,
lights on
they
it.
do. I forgot
It's
about
a
that
play
one.
on that Corona
That is
commercial.
crazy. Yeah.
Because that Corona
that is
commercial has
funny.
been playing since like the mid '90s.
I know that.
I didn't know it was that old, but I know I've seen it for a while, and I love
Yeah.
that one. Just the dude whistling, and then the one tree lights up. So that would be a crazy thing. We probably talked about it before, but like Christmas in a warm state.
Yeah, it's
Would be
just so weird,
terrible.
and it's weird that even half the people or so in our own country, that's how they experience it.
Like
This was without snow.
Yeah, I never
cold.
think about that.
I never, I don't think of that as a possibility,
And
but
even
it is.
so much decorations, like you don't think that, that little red truck with the snow, that's not only sold to half the country.
Yeah,
So the
Yeah.
decorations still employ a lot of snow.
Right.
they,
in them.
they probably do. They still sell it down there? Do people like down south still buy like wintry?
I bet
Yes, because I
a
think,
little
like,
bit, but not to this extent, right?
Yes, because like snow for them, like they've never experienced before, so it's like cool for them. Usually, yeah.
That'd be crazy.
It also it just blows my
never seen
mind
that'd
that
be us
snow.
like buying like a hurricane or like a flood memorabilia. Like
Yeah,
this
but,
would
like-
be cool.
oh, typhoon season.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not like floods. I feel like snow's the only thing that's so closely correlated with
Maybe like
holiday.
palm tree decorations, which are rare, like a very palm
Yeah.
tree vibe.
Yeah.
People like
You,
know,
think instead of a Christmas tree,
you'll
they put up
find
a
those
palm
by
tree?
the lake. By the lake, like lake houses will do like palm tree and beach vibes.
So I feel like palm trees aren't correlated with a holiday.
No, but I was talking about like weather.
Yeah,
That
gotcha.
we still buy warm weather type things. But
Yeah.
we still do have warm weather. And they don't have cold weather.
They just don't have cold
That'd
weather.
be so weird.
Well, for them, technically, cold weather's like 50, 60
Yeah.
degrees,
Right.
and they're
Yes.
freaking out, which is crazy.
Yeah, and they're shivering at like 50.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
I
It just
could
baffles
still
my
go swim.
mind that December, like if you go down to the southern hemisphere, December to them is summer. Like it's in the summertime for them, since it's flipped. It's so weird. Like July and December are like polar opposites.
Yeah.
And they still celebrate Christmas in December.
Yeah, and they still so they celebrate it in the middle of
in
summer.
the middle of summer.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you take a step back and look at how many things, like even our global calendar, is kind of just ran through the United States. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go on our like New York, like it's pretty much all off New York's time frame.
Yeah,
What are
kind
you
of
talking
is.
about? What do you mean?
Like the whole global calendar is just off New York's time frame. Ball drop, the most iconic ball drop, that's in New York. New York is like gets snow, so Christmas gets correlated with snow.
There's
No, it's because the calendar that we have is a Gregorian calendar. It was invented in Europe, and a lot of seasons and holidays created in Europe had spread across the world, and so it's just a lot of holidays that were based around things that happened in the northern hemisphere. But they've been The question is, how did it get popularized all across the world so that they do celebrate it, even though it doesn't line up with the seasons?
Right, that's what
Colonialization.
Yeah, that's more what I was going for.
It's just like,
It's
it's funny
I
how,
don't think
like,
it has a
there
relation
was-
to New York.
No, I mean,
The
Yeah,
ball
it's
drop
not-
in New York's unique though, because you're right, that drops at once, but all of a sudden it's dropping at different times for people because they just.
yeah.
That's a very, very good point.
Kind of off topic. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, obviously we're big football fans. We have a podcast, Fantasy Football League, but like, for like most people, Sundays games start at like 9 in the morning,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's
weird.
crazy.
and like but at the same time, their Monday night games start at like 6. Or like 5:30, 6, so they can still watch the whole game and go to bed for work tomorrow, whatever. Ours don't start till like 8:30.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, like that'd be weird. I couldn't imagine like the games not starting at 1.
I feel like we got a sweet spot.
I feel like ours is.
I love ours.
Ours kind of sucks for the night games because a lot of people don't watch the
They
whole.
go to, like,
because they go to
11:30.
like 11:30
Yeah.
and stuff, and people have to work. But for like the Sunday day, like the 1, the 4, and even a little bit of the 8, like that's pretty primo.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
pretty good.
Yeah, but also if we lived in the other place, I bet we'd be saying the same thing because that's just what we're used to. And so I'm tired.
No, because when
Mm-mm.
they play games over in like Great Britain or London or whatever, for us it's at 9, 8:30. Theirs is at like 6:30. because I watch the Fantasy Footballers, the
yeah.
podcast, and obviously they always have like 9 TVs. They watch all the games, whatever. That's their job.
Yeah.
So they have to like, all right, well, we're setting our alarm for 6 a.m. on Sunday to watch the game in London. Like, yo, that would be tough.
That's crazy.
Especially because they have such bad matchups they send to London every week. So it's like a Jaguars
Yeah,
fan. Like,
yeah,
I
it
can't
is
believe I
bad.
woke up at 6 to watch
They
this
got all-
shit.
they have to set their alarms. That'd be crazy. It's just weird. It's not a small world.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I guess the counterpart to that is like the Tyson fight that happened recently. That didn't even start playing for us until like 12.
10:30.
It was
It's like-
pretty late.
It's like 10:30, 11 when
It was
Tyson
yeah, it
Paul
wasn't- it
started.
wasn't that
I think it was later because I was working at the bowling alley and it cleared out.
So I was going to say like 11 is when it started.
That was
I think the first fights were at 7.
Yeah.
And obviously there's like 3 undercards, I think, and obviously you have time in between and whatnot. I don't know. I think it was before midnight. It definitely was before midnight. But yeah, it was late. It was real late. For other people, it would have been like normal start at 4 and they're fighting by like, I don't know what that math is.
7,
8, yeah.
Time's a funny thing.
It is. It is. The whole Earth is a funny thing in the calendar, and 'cause I'm just thinking about that now. Yeah, like a lot of places, the summer is flipped. Like
Yeah.
the whole world isn't experiencing winter.
Yeah. Well, is India below the equator? Part of it is.
Are they right through?
I would say like
That's
the
about-
majority of the population of the globe is in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I could also
yeah,
explain
yeah,
like
yeah.
popular seasonal based
Yeah.
holidays and events.
Yeah, it's like, is like down south is like Christmas a summer theme? Probably not, because it's just so dominated by winter by the majority of people.
I'm sure there's, and I say this in like not like we're not like doing it in an aggressive way, but I'm sure there's like a counter cultural movement, not like resisting the winter, like being mad about it.
Yeah, but like
but just like let's make it our own. I'm positive there's
It's like you think
towns and like counties that like get into it.
So, like, you think there's decorations that instead of having, like, a snowy cabin in the woods, it's, like, the beach.
Like a
Like a
representation.
Christmas thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like there's Christmas
Well,
decorations that have
we can
warm
definitely-
themes.
Yeah, we can definitely agree that those products are sold.
Okay, are they? I've never seen one. I don't
I'm
know.
positive they're sold like that.
I mean, I've
Well,
seen,
think about-
like,
think about
some,
the
but it's more of,
Corona-
like, a ironic joke.
Think about the Corona Extra advertisement. If they're willing to do that on an advertisement, which makes sense for Corona, obviously.
Yes.
But then there's a bunch of other Southern-based companies or companies in general that like you don't think Hallmark is making cards with a beachy Christmas? They'd be missing out big time if they did.
I guess I've seen a little
So
bit
there's
of
gotta
that,
be
but I always just thought it
decorations.
was just like a play on the theme, or like, you know, like a sarcastic, like, you know,
Yeah.
Christmas thing, but in the winter.
I'll hop
Or
on
something.
it.
Like you've seen like
I'm getting
Sa-
on Amazon.
You've seen
searching.
Santa Claus like
I
skiing
spent,
before.
uh,
I feel like water skiing. And it's
I
like,
spent a Christmas in Florida once 3 or 4 years ago, and I remember laughing at inflatable snowmen that were in my cousin's neighbors' yards. I'm like, you guys can't even make snowmen.
So I'm seeing like these are like koozies, like summer
'Cause that's another
Christmas
thing that
themed
is just-
koozies. I'm seeing a lot of Christmas themed inflatables. So like Christmas party down south, like in Florida.
but they're still like have snow on them. They're still like Christmas. Are they still like
There's no
wintry
in
themed?
this one here. There's no snow. It's Santa Claus without a shirt.
Okay.
He's surfing, and then there's like inflatables. There's a snowman inflatable, but everything else is just like reindeer and penguins and stuff.
But to them, like, I still feel like if I lived in the South, I still feel like I would know
It's
that's
almost-
still like a joke. Like it's purposely opposite.
Yeah.
That's not like normal to them.
From-
They
I
know
think
that's not how it is.
From what I'm seeing,
That's
it's
just
almost
their
like they're
decorations. It's
replacing
funny.
snow. The ones that I'm sifting through that don't have snow, it seems like they're replacing it with sand.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I
Right.
kind of assumed.
So,
But
also-
you're right; they do still have a lot of snow and snowflakes implemented.
Yeah, I
into
also looked it up, and it's just like a whole entire article of how Southerners celebrate Christmas.
it. Yeah. How does
And
it?
it literally just says like it's pretty much exactly the same of everything
Yeah.
we do,
Just
pretty much. And then there's just small other things like they'll have
Yeah.
barbecues outside, which obviously
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
going to do.
right. I thought the Christmas themed inflatables was interesting.
yeah,
Because I never thought about it.
ugly-
Yeah, a
ugly
Christmas party.
sweaters.
yeah.
Ugly Christmas, what, cutoffs or
Yeah.
what would they
We
do?
ripping the sleeves off, boys.
Well, we got to close this segment, but
All
we'll
right.
take a little break and we'll be back.
Sometimes. Oh yeah. So there's also something I forgot with Santa, and we don't have to be on it for long, but it is kind of interesting. Did you know instead of a tall, relatively tall, like jolly, big set man, he's in like Norway and stuff. He was like a gnome or an elf. So Santa's workshop didn't exist for a really long time. That was until like the 1900s, but he himself was a gnome or elf-like figure, and that's how sometimes he would be down the chimney and stuff like that. But the big one is Kris Kringle. That's why we call him Kris Kringle every now and then, just because the chimney story that I told earlier. But yeah, he used to be a little gnomey guy.
Not Scott Calvin.
That bombed bad. What does it mean?
I think you guys just didn't get it.
No, see, I didn't get
It's
it.
still a bomb,
Scott
dude.
Calvin's the character's name in the Santa Claus movie,
There you
right?
go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's who Tim Allen plays.
SC.
Let's see.
Santa Claus. I'm actually really impressed.
That's a
remembered that
crazy name.
Yeah.
It's a cool name, Scott Calvin.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Scott Calvin. It's probably like the widest name I could possibly think of.
2 first names.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Sam Smith.
Yeah. That is like
Sam
I think
isn't entirely right name.
Sam Smith. I think is like one of the most famous like first and last names like on the
I
planet.
agree with that.
What's the name everyone always uses
Muhammad.
as an example?
John Doe.
Yes, it's John Doe. John Smith.
Yeah.
John and
I
Jane
hear all the
Doe.
time. D. Barrett. You didn't recognize that one?
Not really. I don't think so.
That's the example names that Chase puts on all their credit cards.
Really?
Yeah, D. Barrett.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have seen that now. It does kind of
On all their
It fits.
advertisements and everything. I don't know if it's the owner or the CEO or something.
no, because their CEO is I should know his name. Oh,
Chase Barrett.
no, it's Diamond. It's something Diamond. It's Jamie Diamond.
Oh.
I think that's his name.
Speaking
Last
speaking
name
of something
Diamond?
similar to
Yeah, he's
like
worth billions probably.
probably. Speaking of something similar to like theoretically putting like the CEO's name as an example on your card. Did you know like the Facebook the original profile picture when you don't have one, like the stand-in, the gray background with the even like grayer silhouette, that's Bill Gates's mugshot from when you got arrested one time.
That's
So they
crazy.
silhouetted it. Now I'm not sure if this is 100% facts, but
Maybe,
I did
like,
see it,
rounded
and then
it
I
up
did
a
see his
little bit.
mugshot, and then I did compare it to profile picture without
awesome.
like the stand-in. Remarkably similar. So I'm pretty sure it is true, which is very funny.
Yeah, it's Jamie.
Not Bill Gates. I don't
Jamie
know why I said
Dimon.
that.
Dimon, not Diamond.
Jamie
but
Dimon.
Diamond.
Who?
I always thought it was Diamond, but
Facebook. Who created Facebook? It was
Mark.
Zuck.
Mark Zuckerberg. It wasn't Bill Gates. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark, give me the Zuck.
mugshot.
What does that mean? He said that. Someone commented that on a live stream one time.
He was like, live stream on TikTok.
He just
He's like,
read it off.
Yeah, Mark.
And he was
Zuck.
like,
"What does that mean?"
What does that mean? Then he just moved on, carried on.
That's insane, dude.
He's actually like changing his ways. Like,
Yeah,
he's
he is
like
evolving.
not,
human
yeah,
being.
not an alien.
Did you see him
anymore.
surfing with that American flag on his back? He had like an American
Yes,
flag cape,
yeah.
and he was surfing like somewhere.
He's gotten really
He's
into
actually
martial
becoming like a
arts.
human guy.
Yeah,
so
he's
funny.
Funny
gotten
how
into
right when
martial arts
AI
and
comes
everything.
out and like self-learning computers,
Right, all of a sudden.
he starts to become more normal.
Jamie, can we get a fact check on how much money he invested in that domain?
OpenAI.
Oh, Jamie.
All right, we kind of drifted off of the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we
back
can rein it back in.
back
Get
to
it?
Christmas
Rains?
a little. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's all,
That's
folks.
pretty good. Hey, let's let the stories flurry.
Is that from something?
Snow. Snow flurries?
Yeah, I think
We knew.
Oh, I just didn't do the.
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
That's whenever you make a bad joke, you just do
Yeah,
that. Or
yeah.
you just look at everyone real stupid. Like I can say a terrible joke and just be like, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, all right, that's funny.
Yeah.
But my boss told a funny story earlier this week. So he dresses up as Santa, and his sister runs a daycare. So he always goes in and does Santa, so it's super cool for the kids and whatnot. But he said a couple years back, his sister had to tell him, he's like, well, like it was after the first time he did it, and she tells him, she's like, they're like, oh, we loved you doing Santa and everything, but you think this time you could park in the back so the kids don't have to watch you walk out to your car again?
I feel like you would be a Santa. Like, if someone asked you, I feel
I'd
like
love
you'd
to
be
be
willing
Santa.
to.
My dad and my
Yeah,
great grandfather have both dyed their beards at some point.
Really?
My dad never dressed up as Santa though; he just did it and put like little ornaments in it.
That's not
It's pretty
shocking.
kick ass. But
Yeah.
no, that's still on his driver license. Him with a white beard.
That is awesome.
It's cool.
crazy.
It's really cool. But dude, I'd love to be Santa for like a kindergarten class or something. You know, or like a daycare.
When I was a kid at our family Christmas party, that happened too, because we'd have Santa come or whatever, like our big one. I wanted to see like the reindeer or whatever like fly away, so I went out, like snuck out the back door to watch them when they left. Saw them get in a car, ruined everything.
The reindeer
That's
just
when I
parked
started
down
putting the
street.
puzzle together.
Did
That's
any
when
of your parents employ the strategy of actually you would tell Santa what you wanted for Christmas, and then they would ask Santa about what you said?
That's the whole idea. About
Yeah,
the
that's the
telling.
That's a
concept.
big concept of mall Santas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You just
did
hear
that
'em.
ever happen to any of you guys? Like, do your parents ever do that?
I don't
we
know.
always had
Maybe
lists.
I wouldn't remember.
I
if that
can't
did
remember 2
happen.
weeks ago,
I think-
bro.
Always different.
I sat on his lap earlier today.
We always did the thing where you give your list to Saint Nick.
Yeah,
and
we
then,
do that
like,
too.
He was
Yeah,
supposed
too.
to.
Yeah,
give
you put
to
it in your
Santa.
stocking, and then he takes it when he gives you the
That's
Saint
the
Nick gifts.
strategy.
No, I guess I just always assume Santa's supposed to know what you want. Or maybe my parents like had us make lists and then they just took it and said they'd give it to Santa.
We did the Saint Nick thing.
But
I don't know if my family
but
did
we
that.
always did like grandparents and stuff. Like at Thanksgiving parties, it was like expected of the kids to like make a list, and then like it was like a big list, which always sucked. I hated writing those.
I did too.
I hated writing those.
Because your parents obviously want like good ones. You just want to like slap 2 things on it, even though you want 15 things. But you just
Right.
like, I don't care. I don't
Yeah, yeah.
Then you
But-
realize like, if now looking back, I'm like, wow, if I would actually tried hard on those, I would have had like the best Christmases, and I did have good Christmases. But
Yeah. But yeah, then you give it to like your grandparents or something, and then they just like put in a group chat of like, all right, everyone can get Santas.
See,
In
a
terms
lot,
of Santa, I don't think so.
a lot of what my family did is like my mom would just buy everything for all the family members and then tell them how much it costs. Like, yeah, I bought
My mom
a
does that
$30
for our
gift.
grandparents.
I think she
now.
might have even wrapped it for them,
Something.
and then literally just gave like my aunts, uncles, and grandparents the gifts. Like, you just give this to them.
That's
Make
interesting.
their lives easy.
I mean, it makes it easy for everyone. Parents just do it all, and then they just obviously straighten out the money, and then other parents do the same thing for your godchildren or grandchildren, whatever.
Sure.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Say back when you used to get a bunch of like the magazines with everything in them, just go in
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
like have to circle them.
We'd always-
circle like
Yeah,
every
we
other
did that
thing.
on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
On
Yeah.
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving
parties
party.
is what we would
Oh,
do it on.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
That's
sit there
crazy.
and circle.
Circle like every other thing.
Mhm.
Wouldn't get any of it, but
I got a few things for sure out of those.
I got a hex bug one time. I was elated for
A
like
what?
2 weeks, dude.
oh the things
hex
that
bugs.
just
They're
go
just
back-
like they look like really futuristic kind of animatronic bugs. So the one I had was like either like a spider or a crab looking thing, and they gave you like these. There's really small controllers that you can just go forward, backwards, or you can just like tell it to walk around and bump in. It's kind of like a Roomba. Bump into something, it'll just turn around and walk around. Or the really small nano ones were cool.
I had the nano one.
Like they were kind of like silverfish, kind of those kind of like small bugs, like roly polies is what they look like. And you're supposed to like put them in an arena and fight them. I don't know how it worked, but
I'd always visit my it was my grandpa at the time, in the nursing home. I'd bring that thing, and I'd always just let it loose. Dude, I would scare the crap out of these old people. Not on purpose. I'd just be chasing my little bug around and just pop out. So bad.
that's funny.
Do you guys have any cool Christmas traditions that you think aren't super common? You know, either from like a whole family standpoint or maybe between you and just like one other relative?
Yeah, we drink a lot.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's
I thought that
a
was-
lie. For any family watching. I'm sorry I just did that to you. We don't do that.
I mean, I think that's more of an alcoholic thing, not a Christmas thing, but all right.
It's on Christmas. Gotta put something in the eggnog.
For a while there, I thought like us getting Chinese food on Christmas Day was like pretty niche, but then I'm like, nah, this is
Nah,
It's
this
so
is-
common.
it's a U.S. staple. This is a
That's
U.S.
crazy.
staple.
Dude, a lot of
crazy.
Jewish people do that during the holidays because on the 25th it's not like a super special day to them, but it is for like everybody else. So like all the so let's say like you're a
Everyone's
kid, all
closed,
of your
but-
friends are busy, they're opening
Yeah.
I know a lot of families always have something that they do that day. So like ordering. Oh, there's an example in American Dad, where one of the kids' friends is Jewish, and he's like with his mom, and like they get Chinese food, which is so funny, and they just like watch like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And then apparently, like in real life, obviously a lot of families like watch like a movie series, like watch Die Hard and eat like this specific pizza from this specific place every year.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to, because there would be like nothing going on, nothing. If you don't celebrate Christmas, like, you know, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So might as well have some type of theme to it. Make it a day out of it.
100%.
Doing something.
Something to look forward to when like all your friends are busy. So it's kind of a bummer.
This is a question that Mav brought up the other day. He asked if and this is only if you're a Harry Potter fan, so I wish Luke was here for this because he's a big one too with me. Are Harry Potter movies Christmas movies?
The first one certainly can be.
And I told him no. I think
But-
they're the best to watch around Christmas, and they fit the vibe, but they're still not a Christmas movie.
I still think they're best to watch in late October, early November.
That's fine.
Well, that's also when
The- the
HBO used to run the marathons.
the
so
fall,
yeah.
the fall and
Fall season.
winter time. Anytime it's cold.
yeah, it's certainly not a summer.
Yes, because
I agree with that. The vibes are very good, but it's definitely not a Christmas
Yeah,
movie.
No, not a Christmas
I
movie, but
agree.
the vibes.
It's Die Hard.
Yeah, we talked about this
Yeah.
last year, 2 years ago. I think it still is. I think it's
I
Christmas.
think so.
Yeah.
It's got
100%.
themes. It's got the decorations. They say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays like a lot in the movie. It's got Christmas songs over top of the action.
Yeah, the closing credits is a Christmas song.
Yeah, I believe it's a Christmas movie.
And then obviously Die Hard 2, same deal. It's on Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Right,
Die Hard 3. So they follow that trend too.
Jingle All the Way is becoming my new favorite Christmas movie, though, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You ever seen that one? It's a good one where this Arnold Schwarzenegger, the main character, this guy's life is like falling apart so quickly. He's got a crazy job. He's busy all the time. His wife's like mad at him for it. He's not making it to his kid stuff. All his kid wants for Christmas is like this action figure. And he's like, okay. And then he can't find one. It's like not even his fault. And then like Christmas, I think it's Christmas Day, where like he's still trying to go out and get one. Maybe it was Christmas Eve. But there's like all these shenanigans and people are just beating this man up and like degrading him in the worst possible way. He's like, why do you need it so bad? Well, I didn't get my son. I'm trying to do that. You didn't get it yet? And all this and that. And then at the very end, in like the Christmas Day parade, he is told, he like gets behind set or something like that for the parade. And then he's told to put on the superhero's costume. So he's the guy in the parade. And then he like saves the day. And then he's got one toy left and he gives it to the kid.
Pro clutches.
I've seen clips of that. Or
I think
parts
it's
of
a
that.
wonderful
I haven't
movie.
Watched it all,
You
but I
feel
definitely
bad
know
for
it.
the dude so much. It just makes the ending feel so much better. And then the kid gives the toy away to another dad who tried to get it throughout the whole movie. And then they became like rivals to try to get the last one.
Yeah.
And then he gives it to the other dad. He's like, well, my dad's already the Mega Man,
Yeah.
whatever his name was.
Do you guys have any?
That's heartwarming.
I was the only one that. Do you guys have any weird traditions?
Yeah. So we had a really specific one. We would always go down to my grandparents' house in like early December, and we would decorate their house for Christmas and spend the night there. But what we would always do is we would hide in the Christmas in the bag tree when we were kids, and Grandpa would lug us down the stairs, and then Grandma would always open up the tree and be shocked that we were inside of it.
So
every year.
he would like your grandpa would pretend like he was putting it away.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, oh, putting it away for the.
yeah, I don't even know because the tree was already up and everything. So
Right.
'cause the bag was empty.
He's probably just like.
So
I
yeah,
thought
like he was
away
putting
the
it
bag.
away, and then Grandma would open up, be like, "What?"
So
are
all you
doing?"
guys are in there, all four.
No,
of
it'd
you
just be
guys?
like a couple. It would be like the
Okay.
youngest ones at the time.
Oh, okay,
So it
okay.
started with my oldest cousins who are now like mid 30s,
Mhm.
and went all the way down to like until I did it, and then my younger siblings did it,
Heck yeah.
and they did that every year for like probably like 20 years.
It's like different
crazy.
people.
Yeah, with
don't
different
you?
people.
I imagine Jacob at 20, like.
Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa ain't get me down the stairs. He might get me down the stairs, but it won't be controlled.
No, I feel like this one's relatively common, but like hiding a certain ornament to
Yeah, the pickle.
Yeah, so we have a it is.
It's always a little pickle ornament.
I wanted to say pickle because that's what we do, but I'm like, maybe it's not a pickle for everybody. We have a pickle ornament, and like the youngest kids, like just search the tree to find it, and the first person who finds it usually opens a present. We didn't do that for. We did it for a long time. We just stopped doing it after a certain point.
Never heard of that one.
We did that one year
It's kinda
where it was
fun.
like,
We still do it,
where's
like-
Waldo? And if you'd find it, then you got to go first.
Yeah, we still do that for
So-
extended parties, but it's just for like I don't know, like $5 or for like the last piece of pie or whatever. If you find the pickle, it's
One
like
of my
throughout the house.
coworkers at my job that I had in high school would do that with her. She was older. She had like younger little grandkids, and like they were like ruthless for it. Like they would. She said that there was one year that they like knocked her angel off of her tree and like knocked like ornaments off of her tree. Yeah, they wanted that pickle really bad.
Kids
So
get
it was
after it,
pretty
man. When it comes to
civil.
presents,
When it
like,
comes to
it's
presents.
crazy how
Yeah.
much it means. Yeah, it means everything.
Were you guys like clean as you go for the wrapping paper family, or you like let it collect and get it at the end?
We were
Yeah.
clean as
Yeah,
you
same
go,
dad.
and we always have fun trying to like ball it up and throw it in every time.
Yeah.
When we were younger, I think it was more just
Tear and
when people
throw it.
tear
Were you
it,
guys
tear
a
it
take
and-
turn family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. That's always the biggest thing. Even to this day, we
Well,
always
yeah.
like figure out what's
Yeah.
the order, who goes first.
Parents want to make sure it's in like one at a time too,
Right.
so you get the reactions.
And like
Yeah.
there were so many
Yeah.
years where we did so many different things. Like that Where's Waldo? Find this is how you go first.
Sure.
We did so many different ways to figure out the order and who goes first and how many.
Yeah, we just do that.
That's
now.
what we usually
It-
like. That's the default. That's
I
our
was gonna
default.
say it got to the point with hiding the pickle that like you felt like my youngest sister would be. This is a long time ago. I'm not flaming her for her now, but like she'd like be upset she didn't find it first. She'd be like, "Well, I
Yeah.
got the dang pickle, but I'll just hold it
Yeah.
anyways, and you can go."
Which I liked the youngest to oldest, and I was like,
Sure, you were youngest.
Yeah, because I was the youngest, but now I have nieces and nephews.
Now she's pissed off.
Yeah, now you're
Yeah,
my first.
Now
Yeah,
she'd
she's
rather
so
she'd
good
rather
first.
fight them for that
Yeah.
pickle now.
Vengeance.
Fight my 5-year-old nephew.
So like this would be interesting. We have a host not missing here. Did we talk about that? But Luke's not here.
Yeah, we're gonna make.
But that would be interesting because he's an only child. So I wonder how that whole dynamic
That has to be like
was.
not being an only child. If I was suddenly thrust in that situation, that'd be so awkward.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's so
yeah.
much attention.
I'd have to
because
get-
he's the only one opening presents.
I would want to get my parents like hella gifts to like balance this out.
Yeah,
Dude.
because like you'd be the only one open there. You'd just be sitting on the floor by yourself, just ripping.
Like spotlight on you,
yeah,
sitting
it's
there.
like
Gosh,
you're just
that'd be
sitting there,
awful.
maybe
I'd
sipping
be
a
sweating
coffee, and you're
bullets.
just that'd be so weird.
Yeah. The other thing, I met a couple people that are in this situation. None that I know really personally or see routinely. But if you're an only child with two parents that were both only children, only childs,
Only children.
only children,
The only child ever.
you just don't have family parties. It's
Yeah,
just
well, I
the
mean, you have
three, and then you have grandparents. So
Yeah.
your family parties are,
I mean, you may
5
go to
total.
like, the extended. You may go to your second cousins if
Like-
your grandparents had.
Yeah,
siblings.
cousins.
but what if it went up another level?
I mean, I wonder if there is a family like that.
There
if there
definitely
is,
Definitely
like,
did.
what are the odds? Like,
Yeah.
there has to be like 2 in all of America that were 3 generations.
Three generations
Because
of-
you also got to marry an only child
Yeah.
3 times. You got both your grandparents had
I
to be
feel like
only
there could be
child,
like a
both
couple
married.
thousand,
No,
or it's 3 generations.
Couple
no.
thousand? No,
Because
the
that
odds
would
of
be
dude, the
1,
odds of
2. Wait, I think 2 sets of grandparents, right? That would only be. 1, 2, 3. Only 3
I mean-
total marriages. Oh,
Yeah, but the odds of how many? What's the odds of an only child? 20%. So 1/5
Yeah.
times 1/5 is just for one grandparent. 1/5 times 1/5 is another grandparent. So
Yeah.
that's 1/25, 1/25
7
times each other, and then times once again another one over
those are slim
25
odds.
for your parents.
Those are slim odds.
and then the odds of the marriage.
Yeah, that was the
Well,
yeah.
that's the
So that's
odds.
1/5 times 1/5.
Is that
If
they're
that's
gonna
if
meet.
only child's 20% of the time, which I think it's lower.
But Jacob might have a point actually too. Yeah, that's just that the family did it, and then the chances of both families and there's a marriage. And I don't know. That's a low.
But then you could
probability.
also calculate the odds of like, once it gets to 2 generations, is that just how that family is? They just only have one kid.
I mean, maybe,
It's like
but
then it
I
could
think the
become a cultural
distribution I
thing.
think is still the same. Like it's still the same percentage. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, he can start the generation right now.
He could.
Do we know if his parents have siblings? I would
Yes.
assume.
But it would just be such an odd dynamic because cousins are just such a big factor of all of our lives, you know.
Yeah,
So it'd
yeah.
just be such an odd dynamic.
But again, I wonder. Yeah.
Does Luke like being an only child? Do you know? I guess he's not here to actually talk about
He's
it.
pretty okay with it.
It's hard to like
yeah, I
if you
don't
if he
know.
didn't like it, it would just be like he didn't like his life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's probably fine
It's
with
just it is what it is.
There's
you
probably
know?
like benefits of it too that Luke doesn't even realize that like he gets. Like I know there is.
Yeah. She was practically an only child. How did you like that?
Well, I mean, I wasn't though, but like
Oh,
I mean,
take the mic
Was it-
then.
Yeah, get that back.
But my brothers are like twice as old as me.
Who invited
so
that
like
hose, dude?
I don't know. But so there was a lot of times where it was just me and my parents, which was fine. I mean, there were definitely times where I was like, oh, like I wanted a younger sibling. Like I can't tell you how many times I was like, Mom, why don't I have a sister or a brother? But it's just
My
how it
bad.
is. But
Yeah. I feel like an only child would be fine, but like if both your parents were an only child and like you had no cousins, that would be crazy.
It'd be crazy.
That would be horrible.
That would be like.
Yeah, I can't even comprehend it because
Yeah, it's
I have
just weird.
like this Christmas I have 12 Christmas parties.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a grind.
Well, some of
Does
them
this
will work.
does this count as a Christmas party?
2 are work,
Is there liquor?
3 are her family, and then I have 7 between my family. We have 7, not counting like the Christmas party with just my
Right.
intermediate
Christmas
family.
Day.
You guys really like your Christmas parties.
They do them. We do them.
We do them.
7 of them
Does-
is crazy.
Does this count as a Christmas party?
Good, but then it wouldn't be 12 days of Christmas. So like, yeah, it's really.
know.
Jacob says it doesn't.
All right.
On a technicality.
Got him on technicality. That's the way it
I
goes.
really think this should though.
Why?
Why not? It's the same thing as a work Christmas party.
Where is the Christmas meal?
You don't have to have a Christmas meal.
I do.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to require that. I
Yeah.
think.
Is that what constitutes a Christmas party versus just a gathering during
Yeah.
Christmas time? Is
I
I
that-
think
meal.
probably
Yeah,
you would.
I'd agree with that.
All right.
You
You
would
don't
probably
even have to have
have to-
gifts, but a meal.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's fair.
an exchanging of gifts would lock it. So
like,
like for
yeah,
sure.
100%.
Gifts
Like that's
or meal, one or the other locks it in.
But but I think like since we've
That's true.
gathered this decorated like this, we've gathered to like have like a Christmas celebration. If we just had a meal, it
yeah,
would be a Christmas
for sure.
party.
No, if we just ordered a pizza, this would be a party.
Yep.
All right. Dish
Still
out that
got time.
popcorn.
We
Hey,
do have
hey.
we do a little bit of
What was
Like
the one
caramel
pod
corn.
we did? Yeah,
Luke
last
got-
Christmas we got pizza.
It was birthday,
Luke
I
got
think.
pizza
Yeah, it was birthday.
I
I'm
think it
pretty
was
sure.
birthday.
instead of
I
a
think
gift.
We
it
got
was-
each other gifts, and Luke brought
Oh,
pizza.
yeah,
Well, what did Luke
we were-
bring for gifts last year for Christmas then?
Gifts
know if
last
he
year
did.
was wild because we kind of did gifts, and then Devin didn't bring anybody anything.
I think did Luke bring a gift?
That's what I'm thinking.
Did
I
you
don't
bring
know.
I
gifts?
don't know.
Yeah,
and then
you did.
Isaiah brought like phenomenal, like
Sentimental ones.
sentimental
Yeah.
gifts.
They're not even that. They weren't even like that expensive. Not like this on it because I love mine. But
Yeah.
it was like it was like the
Yeah.
perfect. Like he's
Yeah.
a genius
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to
it's
gift
so
giving, bro.
good.
He was showing
I would
me.
never.
He was showing me year two's gifts like a couple weeks before. I'm like, I am so cooked with my gifts right now. This is
I felt
crazy.
bad.
I couldn't.
I felt bad because Devin was right. I thought I was really proud of myself because they weren't that expensive, but they were really good.
They were very good.
If we did
So-
gifts this year, I knew exactly what I was going to give each of you guys.
You said that last year too.
I would have stuck with I would have kind of piggybacked all day.
Well,
and, like,
this year
stuck
would've
with like a
been-
theme. Either got like a Magic the Gathering memorabilia, or like like a D&D, or a
Oh,
Sky,
yeah.
like something that like we do that we have fun, but like a real.
This year, I was just going to give you guys logs of jalapeno cheddar.
Oh
You gave that to me for the birthday.
Yeah,
you
I
gave me
did.
a log
I
of
gave
that.
Yeah, we
last
could have been
time.
eating that right now, and it would have
So
been a Christmas
lame.
party.
Could have been a party.
I got a bag of suckers from you.
Yeah, I did too. I got a gallon bag of suckers.
I'm still chipping away at that.
There was one time I gave you guys suckers, and one time I think we're interlocking the birthday as well as
Yeah, I
the Christmas.
kinda forget
Because one
which
time I gave you guys
ones.
white Crocs.
Yeah, you gave us two.
Yeah,
was it all of us?
I didn't get white
think
Crocs.
So I got white Crocs.
I got white Crocs. I love them. I wear
Did
them
I
all the
get
time.
suckers both times,
Probably. 'Cause you're a sucker, dude.
brother?
No, but I still have your gift sitting on my.
Hell yeah,
desk.
dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, mine's still on my desk too.
Mine's also on my desk. I
Yep.
never wore it because it was a necklace, but
Yeah, the chain situation was insane.
I was showing it to Frank and he broke it immediately.
Oh dear.
I tried to get a chain for you, and I finally had one, and then it didn't clasp on right, and then I got mad. I threw it up into the tree at my house, and it was up there for months, and then finally my younger sister was like, "What is that?" My mom was like, "I don't know. How would that get up there?" I'm like,
I don't
"It's
know.
a mystery, dude." I forgot all about it. It's just a gold chain hanging from our tree out in the front lawn.
Tree's blinging.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very funny.
Did I ever give you back your gold chain that I borrowed the one time? I definitely did.
Didn't.
Yep, I got it.
I don't remember giving that back to you, but I remember wearing it.
Yeah, I got it back somehow. Maybe by a stroke of faith.
Stroke of faith?
Could have been I believed enough and it happened.
Well, stroke of faith means just like a one-time thing. Like, you gotta
Like, you believed in it really hard,
real
one
quick.
moment.
Yeah, I was
you
like,
got lucky.
then it immediately happened right after. I was like, oh, look at this.
Nice.
Oh, let's see.
What is our time at?
I don't know.
Actually, we probably should wrap it.
I was gonna say I keep wanting to say what are you thankful for this Christmas, but that is not in any way.
Before oh,
I just
nah.
I'm
Wrong-
trying to
wrong
say
holiday.
something, but it's just not coming up. I'm kidding. Coming out right.
Yeah, no, we could wrap up this episode and
Like a
enjoy
gift.
the Christmas.
You
You saying wrapping?
That was
this?
a good one.
Oh, I thought you were
That's a
talking
really
about
good
us ending the podcast as a gift. I was like, yo, you can leave.
Yeah, if you didn't give us gifts last year too,
No.
Devin, you should have made up for it this year, guys.
My presence is plenty gift.
Yeah, I want your presents. Where are they?
Didn't we debate last
Present.
year too how you were like you don't like the concept of gift?
Yeah, we
I
talked
don't.
about
I don't. I don't. There's a Big Bang
What?
Theory episode where they explain it
What are we
perfectly.
talking
It's
about?
terrible, bro.
What are we
Gift-
talking about?
gift giving,
we
it
agreed
leads
on
to so
something
much
too.
negative.
Like,
It's
gift
just-
giving by way of surprise is so much better than the expectation of gift giving during the season.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. I love giving gifts, like the ones from last year.
But still, I
'Cause it's
feel
so
really
fun and
good when I do
sentimental
like a
and cheap.
secret
It's like-
Santa. I still feel really good
I'd
giving someone a
I
gift.
don't, not really.
I do.
The expectation of giving gifts can be stressful, and it can seem less sentimental because there's already an expectation.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't.
I
it's-
much prefer
I don't get
surprising people
stressed,
with
though,
them.
So I guess-
It's just never going to be perfectly balanced either, too.
No,
People are
it
always
won't.
going to be
Yep.
happier
One-
or slightly
someone's
sadder,
left
slightly
feeling-
spent more,
Yep.
slightly spent less. It's just like,
Someone's left feeling guilty,
yeah.
and you can even feel left guilty if you get somebody a better gift than what they got you.
Right.
What-
Like no one's impervious to it.
Right.
What about a liquor exchange? That's
No,
like gift
that's a perfect example. Were you not there last
Oh,
Friday?
okay, yeah, never mind. That is
Every
true.
every
That is-
single
that was
every
awful.
single
People-
liquor
people
exchange
get-
is all about like, yo, that person did not spend enough. I feel
That
so
is
bad
true.
for
Right.
that person. They got something
Yeah.
terrible.
Some person-
or you'll see like one amazing liquor, and like, well, I feel bad for whoever got that because they are not getting something even to try to make that.
Mhm.
even
Someone
balance
opened.
that.
It was like whatever, like the smaller Malibus. That's like $12.
Yeah.
Someone brought that.
And then
to a
someone
liquor
brought
exchange of a $25. I don't know.
It's horrid. Especially, it's always funny at the dude corner. Hey, can we get a fact or a price check on that
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there? Can we get a price check?
Dylan's been on here.
Dylan
Forgot
had
about
Dylan
that.
had my
Oh,
back when I got mine, but I just sucked it up.
Yeah.
Way too much sugar and dairy.
Yeah, like Isaiah got screwed. I don't know. I didn't look yours up, but it was Old Smoky. It was an Old
It was
Smoky
old smoky
thing.
cookies and cream.
Yeah, and it was just like a standard
With-
size. I'm
with
like,
no
there's no way
mixer
that's more than
whatsoever.
Yeah, no mixers.
I was supposed to drink it straight up. It was horrendous.
I'm like, that's not something you want to drink.
And it
all
was
night.
everyone. People were getting like 50 proof, like as an average.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine was
That's what mine was.
12.5.
Yeah.
12.5.
12.5.
So it probably was designed for you to drink it straight, but it's just like it's not
It's
worth
dude.
it.
I told Justin
It
this.
probably wasn't. that
It
good.
was 100%. It's like a coffee creamer.
Yeah.
That's like what it is.
Yeah, it's like Bailey's.
It's Bailey's. Like
Yeah.
Bailey's. They also got screwed with that.
Yeah. That's a story for a different day. So we're gonna wrap up this episode. Thank
Happy
you guys so much for
holidays.
listening. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We hope you have a good one, and stay tuned every Sunday. Hit the like button and subscribe, and comment something about Christmas.
Yeah. And if you were bad this Christmas and didn't get any gifts, don't cry. Or else Krampus will tear out your
Yeah.
tongue.
Yep. And hopefully we'll make an effort to post this on Christmas Day. We do that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
probably
well,
do it
yeah,
a little
yeah.
before, honestly.
Yeah.
But this will be right around Christmas time, so you'll be
All
seeing
right.
it hopefully then.
Alrighty. See you guys.
Catch you guys later.